Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Growing Up Kayfabe. We are the Yeet and No Yeet of Wrestling Podcast, the Yes and No of Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and with me as always, my co-host, Darnell. Yo. All right. Big things going on right now in wrestling. It was a crazy week in wrestling, believe it or not. And the biggest thing that's going on that we need to talk about is the releases. A bunch of releases just happened in WWE. Let's name them off. I have the documents. I have the names. Giovanni Vinci. That's probably a good one. That makes sense. Let me say, before we get into all this list, that there's a bunch of people being like, well, there's those, and then they could have, and I'm like, all of these releases, and some of them are just non-contract renewals, all of them make sense to me. I'm like, yeah.
His is the only one I don't agree with.
Really? Giovanni?
Yeah.
I
apparently
guess.
The rumors he was flirting with Tiffany.
Oh.
So Kaiser got mad about it. That's why the nigga got kicked out, slammed down the Raw, and then just did nothing, basically. And then on top of that, I heard this is the second time someone's been flirting with her. So I was like, okay, so no, she's a willing participant at this point.
That's total possibility. I could see that.
Like, and after that, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, if it's happening that much, nah. But hey, listen, Giovanni, keep it in your pants, dog. Listen, I'm just saying. There's like 200 other dudes on the roster who didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, chill out. Also, I just don't think his new shtick was gonna get over. I really don't think anybody was impressed with anything about him, like when they brought that out. And that's a little bit on WWE. Like you said, they already probably had plans to bury him, which they were doing with Apollo Crews. Next up was the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Gone. That one I should say that one I don't fully agree with, because I thought they were getting better. Like, they were already really good, but I thought they were getting better, and they just kept throwing them around everywhere, not giving them anybody to actually feud with or do a program with.
Them niggas ain't been on TV in at least 8 months.
For real. They sometimes on NXT they'd show up out of nowhere, and the NXT tag teams would be like, "You guys are still here? What do you do? What's happening?" Like, every time, I will say, before they pretty much just disappeared, they would like start shit with a team, and then just next week they would just not be there, and then they just wouldn't be anywhere. And then it just would disappear. And then like a few weeks later, they'd be like, listen here, boys, you don't want to start shit with us. Boom. And then they would when they clicked like this, they disappeared. And then they just would never show back up.
Yeah, they just had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There's nothing for them to do, really.
Here's one that I'm excited about. Genuinely, Cedric Alexander. Like, honestly, bro, good. Like, you should genuinely go be with your boys in AEW. Like, that's no shame at all. Like, they're clearly over there. Like, let's go. Once those 90 days are up, baby, you're over here and you're in the Hurt Syndicate. So Sonya Deville also released. Makes sense. That's totally fine. I hear about the great things she did before. I'm sure she was fine. She's just a zero and she's part of the reason. Like, people talk about Zoe Stark has star power. Shayna Baszler's, even with, if she gets no pop now, all anybody wants to talk about is how crazy her run was in NXT. And then you got Sonya Deville, where everybody's like, "Oh, the brother, this girl stinks." They're like, "What are you popular for?" She was like, "A stalker once broke into my house." And they're like, "Oh, all right."
At least she did some fun shit at Royal Rumble before they said get the fuck out.
Yeah, and I'll say this about her. Again, she's somebody like go to AEW or TNA or something. She probably run the division wherever else she goes, probably. For because I will say it was just a non-connection with our crowd. Like, clearly, just the WWE universe, whatever they were pushing for her, just wasn't working creatively. Doesn't mean she can't go somewhere else and actually do really, really good in something else and be better than other women who probably don't have anywhere near much experience that she does. She'd be alright.
Hey, you can't even say, "Hey, you can go to TNA now." That's basically saying you're going to WWE again.
Yeah, right. I was wondering about that, because people were, some speculations for a lot of these people were like, well, could they go here, TNA? And I'm like, is that a thing now? Like, can you go to TNA if you got fired from WWE? I think you still can, I think. because they choose who they use. So I mean, you could be in that company and still not be used by WWE. I don't know. I don't know the rules about that. I'm gonna have to get with Paul on that one. See what he says. Speaking of Paul Ellering and the AOP are gone, which is again probably for the best. Genuinely dragging Karrion Kross down, so all good with that one.
I don't even think they were dragging him down. Just them as a group was ass.
Yeah,
but the two of them on their own, they could have just been the silent powerhouses, which they pretty much were. They just came in, beat your ass, and left.
Yeah, but the question would have been, is because everybody has to have a mouthpiece at the minimum, was if Paul Ellering could have like actually been like a full-time manager for them and like spat out bars for them on a week.
Yeah, but because they had Karrion Kross in that group too, he was the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So bro literally wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, yeah. And
like, it was pretty pointless.
Yeah, and I will say the way that Paul Ellering talks with like his old cadence and the drawn out words, like it's mesmerizing. It really draws you in. So I mean, you're right. It probably would have been really cool for them, but not no more. And probably the biggest, just like this is one where I've seen people upset, and I'm like, I don't understand why. But Blair Davenport, she gone. People are pretty bummed about that, and I'm like, I mean, listen. There's been so many different people who have been called up from NXT recently who literally just got like 3 TV appearances and then they just got fired. Like, it happens.
I would say I could be confusing her with someone else, but she was supposed to go to AEW, but then they fucked up with her passport shit, so she couldn't get into the country, so she just never went to AEW. And then she ended up on NXT and then called up.
That's
so
right.
It was just like, wow.
Yeah, I think that is her.
Just wasted a whole lot of fucking time.
Wasn't she on the NXT UK thing first too? I think.
I have no idea.
I think so. But
that's a timeline that I was not a part of.
Mm-hmm. It can be now with the WWE NXT Vault. It's pretty cool.
Who's gonna go to there? Not me.
It honestly is actually kind of very falsely advertised, where like they have like parts of matches, they don't have full matches, and then they have full episodes, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to watch a full episode. I just want to watch the match.
I'll go through the episodes and just fucking click around.
True. They probably even have like the timestamps too. So that's the news on the releases. Good luck to everybody there. Like I said, I think the people who are going to fare the best are Cedric and Sonya. I think they're going to be just fine.
You are disrespectful, bro.
Who do you think's going to because you think Giovanni's going to fare the best?
No.
What?
You forgot Alba Fire.
Oh my god! No, it wasn't Alba Fire. It's Isla Dawn who got released.
Either one. One with that ass.
Yeah, Isla Dawn. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that one. Shit. Well, I mean, yeah. What else can I say except for like I don't know why they got rid of one and not the other? Because I'm like, well, what do you think Alba Fire is gonna do? I think that was a huge miss, and that's one where I question. I'm like, what was Isla Dawn doing? What was she into that made you go, eeny meeny, you, the one who looks not old and weird, gone.
Same shit with what's her name? Oh my god. I want to say Candice Michelle, but that's not it.
Candice LeRae.
Yeah, fucking Candice LeRae.
Yeah, you're right. Indy.
And Indy Hartwell. It's just like you're breaking apart these tag teams by firing one of them. It's not even just a normal breakup. It's just like, hey, we're getting rid of one of them. It's like, what? All right.
and then twice now they've picked the wrong one, and everybody's like, well, it's like, what are you gonna do if Alba Fire comes out on TV in the next like week or so by herself? I mean, I will assume no pop at all, like nothing, no booze, no nothing. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, I bet there's people who actually assume that she is fired or released, because if Isla Dawn's fired, they're like, oh, well, clearly they got rid of Alba Fire, and then they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, but they say this is for like to make room for call ups for NXT to make room for new stars on NXT and to make room for call-ups on the main roster. I'm like, I guess. I was like, you still have people on the main roster in NXT that you're not using now. So it's like, I don't like Dante Chen. Give my boy some more fucking screen time. That boy's got genuine over with the crowd just by being him.
Yeah, he's dead. Ron Breakker killed him.
That's true. He's still kicking though. I forgot. I'm still disrespectful. Forgot one more. Duke Hudson released. He was the first of the releases.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was in Chase U because I don't know who Chase U is. I don't care. I saw turtlenecks and shit, and I was like, I don't know about these guys.
Wow. This looks like to me to be a teachable moment.
Yeah, my foot in somebody's ass. It ain't get on my face.
I love Chase U. I love that whole shtick, and I thought Duke Hudson was an incredible wrestler. He would do this fucking Stratisfaction. It was great.
And then Rich Holland was like, that's what Rich Holland did.
Yeah.
He laughed at them.
Yeah.
And destroyed them from the inside.
Yeah. Well, he's also a bitch, so
like an infection.
Probably laughed like a bitch when he laughed. Fucking dick.
And it's even great because once again, I seen that spot from another angle. And it's both of their faults. 100%. Because Ridge grabbed Big E. He lifted. Not even he lifted. Big E jumped first. And it was like, oh, we're not ready.
Yeah.
Put him back down. And then when he went to lift him, he didn't jump.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, damn.
It's so...
Look who still gets to wrestle, though.
It's so crazy that the other day when they were opening up all those Topps cards and then Big E opens up his first card he gets, Ridge Holland. And I was like, oh, which one of you motherfuckers did that? Which one of you motherfuckers rigged the packs and gave Big...
They get to hold that shit for the rest of their life.
That's so crazy. That's so funny.
He has to go thank him now. He gets to go spend time with his fiance now. Do all these random things.
Mm-hmm.
And not have to wrestle. But he can still technically, he's just there around it. He gets to hear the sounds. He gets to hear the mat.
He could be a manager. But he's,
Yeah, he is a manager of himself.
True.
He said, fuck this wrestling shit. I get to talk at a desk.
And have fun? He's having so much fun. Well, that's the news. Now that's officially the news on all the release stars. Shouts out Duke Hudson's segment on that he did where he posted that video of him interviewing himself. That was pretty cool. Didn't see any of these motherfuckers do something cool like that. And they got released. Anyway. Let's talk about Raw. Monday Night Raw this past week was the first airing of Jey Uso after he wins the Royal Rumble. It's the Raw after the Rumble. And as I wrote here, Jey is in rare air over with the crowd right now. I mean, we've all known for a long time this whole yeet shit's like so big. But the past few weeks, even before the Rumble, they were doing it where like he comes out, they loop the song like 6 times like they normally do. And then and the whole crowd's like asking for more. And then now he's got the thing now. He's like, one more time, one more time, run it, yeet. And then they do it for like 3 more loops. And I'm like, as annoying as it might be, like Cody couldn't even do that. Like I think it was on Friday where they like, I don't forget who was saying it to him, but it's just like, you heard him out there, man. Like it's Jay's time now, bro. Like that's all they care about.
Cody had his time. He's ruining it.
Well, he's turning heels. What's happening?
Well, we'll get to that when we talk about SmackDown.
For sure.
Yeah, it's that Raw and the SmackDown was a giant smack in the face to everybody who's saying, "Oh, he's just over because of his music," and it's just like, nah, he's legit. He's legit. Just that. He's legit. Y'all can just shut the fuck up.
Right.
Oh, well, you're not going to see John Cena. You're not going to see CM Punk. You're not going to see Drew McIntyre. You're not going to see fucking Seth Rollins. You're not going to see Roman Reigns. All of these niggas have had no belt at multiple times in their career. Mm-hmm. Who hasn't? Jey. barely had the fucking IC title. He had that shit for 28 days and defended maybe twice before they were like, "Hey, Braun, come get your shit back." He has to go deal with some family shit.
Braun stepping out of a corner somewhere. Gah!
Literally.
Oh shit.
And even that is actually pretty fucking great because Braun straight up went to fucking Adam and was like, "Bro, what's going on? I haven't defended this shit since I got it back. Like maybe twice I did, but other than that, I'm not doing anything. Let me do something." And it's just like, thank God that some of these fucking they at least let some of these people do that. Because motherfuckers do just get the belt and disappear, and then you don't hear shit from them, and you're like, okay, what are you doing?
It's definitely turning into more of an occurring thing on Raw, where like Adam Pearce is genuinely an incompetent manager, where like his guys aren't getting the you know, and again they obviously are, like in retrospect, but like in kayfabe they aren't getting the time that they're asking for. They're not getting the matches they're asking for, and they're definitely using that for like when fans are like, I don't think they're on enough, I don't think they're defending enough. They just go like, hey Braun, air your grievances with this fucking manager right here. And then Adam's like, all right, okay, we'll set up a tournament. Fucking, he's like, great.
Another tournament.
Always tournaments with them. I don't think that's what's going on right now. It actually is a good way to, you know, again, the whole Jey thing is just talking about, like, again, music or not, online haters are the online haters for him. Like, that's a proven point. Jey is fucking, he's over. He has plenty of movesets. Everybody talking about, oh, you just want to see 17 super. Yeah, I do want to see him do 17 super kicks. I do.
To me, when you start bringing up movesets, it's like, oh, you ran out of shit to cry about.
Yep. Yep.
Because
you didn't care about his moveset before.
I swear it was never a complaint with John Cena until somebody got tired of Super Cena. Yeah. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Then it became the 5 moves of doom. And it's like, well, I mean, one, that is a creative name. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But damn. Like, you didn't get tired of this the first fucking 100,000 times you've seen it before?
Nope.
You're just now saying something?
So, going back to what we were talking about with the IC title, no, they haven't done like a tournament thing yet, but I think what's going to happen is this past week on Raw, Penta went up against Ludwig Kaiser, banger of a match, obviously, but then Pete Dunne comes out, does the whole, you know, walk into the ring, Penta's like, let's go. Then he gets jumped by Kaiser. So like Penta finally takes like a, you know, jumping and like, so at least like something where he looks like he can actually get beat up essentially. So what I think will happen is that those are all people that are like in an IC title type picture. So I think they'll set up for like a triple threat #1 contender match between them. Most likely Penta's going to win. And then that's who Braun will go against. But that makes it tough because it's like, I think they would schedule Braun to lose that. I think they would want Penta to get that IC title as soon as possible.
Shit, maybe. Because then after that, you kind of have Braun just back in the fucking blender of what are we going to do with you?
Right. But the thing is with that is like, if they do that, if they were to go that route, you look at it as like Braun's probably got another month or so with the title at that point. Like they probably go at it at like at Elimination Chamber, or they actually push this feud with like Ludwig, Penta, and Pete Dunne to Elimination Chamber. They get that #1 contender match at Elimination Chamber, and then whoever wins that goes against Braun Breaker at Mania. That would be good. So that way, at least Braun has it for a little bit longer, and then Braun can defend against fucking, I don't know. Isn't he supposed to defend against Sheamus, I think? I don't know. Or he already defended again against Sheamus. I'm not too sure.
He already did against Sheamus. So the only thing at this point to do is have him run Penta, and then after that, it's like maybe Gunther.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But I think that him and I think maybe him and Penta just run it like over and over for like a little bit. I mean, if the match comes out to be a banger, which I'm sure it will. Seth and Sami promo was good, but not good enough to get the win over Punk. So now Punk beats Sami in their Elimination Chamber qualifier match. And now it's so far, as of Raw, so far as we're talking, as of Raw, it's Punk and Cena in the Chamber.
Punk, Cena, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. So all that was like a good, like again, the promo between them was good. And the match between Punk and Sammy was even good, but all of it got overshadowed by Kevin coming out and all of us. Oh shit, here we go again. Hits the package pile driver on Sammy, and all of us were like, let's go. Let's do it.
And then they're on a vacation.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kevin's crazy, bro. He stumbled in that bitch like he was drunk, fucking boom, piled down and was like, I'll do it to the next person. Who's next? I'll pile drive that kid in the front row. Let's go. Fuck it. Boom. Who's next?
He just had to be there. That's all he had to do. And he failed at even that.
Yep. The last thing that I wanted to bring up about Raw was that was Charlotte, and that she took 3 L's consecutively this week on the mic. Each show she showed up to, everybody booed her. She got the most cheers on SmackDown because she was in Memphis, Tennessee. So there's a lot of whites there that really enjoyed her presence, and a lot of fucking Flair heads who really fucking enjoy Flair. So, you know, there's the thing there. But it was still tons of boos. But Raw specifically at this point, you know, Rhea comes out, and they were really the commentary team, not her or Rhea, commentary and online were really pumping up this match to be like, if she picks Rhea, that makes sense because there's history, because of the NXT thing, and then she could put Rhea over, or if she beats Rhea, then that could start a feud between them. It's not ideal, but everybody's just trying to make the best of this shitty scenario. Like, we're like, okay, well, if this is what we have to do, then let's hope that this is what happens. But nobody really seemed to give a shit. And of course, she said the one thing that nobody wanted to hear. I'm going to go to NXT tomorrow and talk to Julia and see if she inspires me. Everybody was like, dude, what?
Yeah, there was literally no reason for you to take a step down to go beat up on somebody who just got the belt.
Like she already did before. Insane. So, which allows us to switch over into NXT, where she showed up to NXT and the crowd booed the fuck out of her. And then she pulls like a fucking Vince McMahon, where she's like, she like talks about how she, you know, challenged for the NXT belt at WrestleMania, was like 33 or some shit like that, and won it and beat Rhea for the NXT, and everybody's booing even harder because we all hated that apparently. Well, I mean, they hated that then. I wasn't watching then, so you know. But anyway, and then like she's like, oh, what, you guys didn't like that? Oh, you don't like, so you wouldn't like it? Okay, whatever. I'm like, bitch. Why that's some Vince shit to like literally, you know, that we wouldn't like that, and you're calling people out for like not liking it, knowing damn well we don't like that. And that whole segment was just annoying. She's in there with Bailey and Julia and Roxanne, and it's just so fucking the whole thing. She just made it unbearable. Her specifically, and luckily the whole segment got saved by Jada. Or not Jada, sorry, Cora Jade, who comes out swinging with the fucking kendo stick, fucking ripped Bailey and shouts out Bailey, who looked at her. She said, "Hit me again," and fucking ripped her one more time, and kind of put the NXT title on her. And I'm like, I would be okay with that. And here's the thing: I think it's pretty clear that Charlotte's not going to go for the NXT title. It wouldn't make any sense. She has no history with Julia. It would be fucking so stupid. But I hated it, and she took an L 2 days in a row.
I already didn't like her. Just for the fact that anytime I would check in on wrestling, like I've said before, she was champ for some reason. Mm-hmm. And then I found out about all the shit. The only reason she was champ as many times as she was, which I find it crazy that these niggas really made her 14-time women's champion.
Yeah.
And most of her fucking wins was over Sasha. And I was just like, oh, so that's what we did. And after that, I was like, you know what? Now I don't feel so bad or pissed off about what she's doing right now over in AEW and shit.
Yeah,
She's just winning shit.
Fair enough.
And then she opened her fucking mouth on Friday. And it's like, again, I already don't like your ass.
Yeah. Hate
but
it.
Then for you to sit there and be like, oh, I'm sorry, did you say something? You don't speak until you're spoken to. I was like, okay, now I actually just want you to just get a career-ending injury. Like, I don't want you here now.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You just got back. You're nobody wants you here, and you're making it that much worse.
Exactly what you just said, and you know what it is? I'm pinpointing it. All of that, and what it is, why she's like that, because that's who she is. But she's been booked under Vince her entire life, and she's been booked under her father her entire life, who's a fucking Vince and a weirdo too. And you can hear it in the way she talks. You can hear it you can see it in everything she does. I'm like, I can see him in you. I can hear him in your voice. It's like he's in that. He's like, you're fucking part of the commentary team, and he's in your ear telling you what to say. It's disgusting. I just hear Vince when I hear her. I hate it.
She needs to go away.
Yeah, she does. I don't.
Oh, and then another reason I don't like her now is apparently this nigga Andrade was helping her the entire time she was injured. The second she got healthy, divorce. It's like, whoa.
Wow.
What?
What a bitch, bro.
And it's like, I hope that's not true. 'Cause if you really let this man take care of you and you just said, fuck this, I'm out of here. It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck's your problem, bro?
There's some. We'll talk about it on Friday more for when we get to Friday. Talk more about what's going on with how she's acting with this shit. But yeah, just an overall just disgusting thing. I hate to see it. There's a chance to get out of it good, but she's still going to be around for a while, and they're definitely going to have her break more records, and it's just going to be frustrating. But in more fun news, I don't know the name he goes by in TNA. They said it, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm disrespecting him. But Fandango came back, kinda. Fandango, which was incredible.
Probably his name Tyler Breeze.
I think so. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. I think they called him JD Vance, but that might be somebody else. I think he's JDC is his TNA name. I guess I'm assuming those are probably like his initials to his name, probably.
Johnny Dango Curtis.
Aha. There we go.
The Portuguese Sun Dragon? How the fuck do you get that name?
What the fuck? Hell yeah. Dude, he came, and I appreciate that he appreciated what happened, which is that they had him come out to the music so everybody recognized him. But then they specifically were like, this is JDC from TNA. So just so you guys know, we're not calling him Fandango. Everybody's going to call him Fandango when he's out there this next Tuesday or whenever he's, I think, Vengeance Day or whatever it is. They're going to call him Fandango. So, but that was cool. I did not expect that at all. Lexus King out there cutting promos about how he's going back heel, which was way better. I mean, dude, look at that fucking beard, dude. You gotta be a heel. That's insane. Also, people in the crowd was yelling, "His beard's fake." Just separate people, no chance. Just separate people screaming out, "That beard's painted on." Even I think Fandango made a comment about it.
That man's beard is it's literally the only reason he's relevant, because he doesn't go by Brian Pillman Jr., so it's like he's never gonna go by that.
Right.
And then you hear the name Lexus King, you're like, Jesus Christ, you're a car dealership guy. And you hear that name, you're gonna see him on commercials. And then it's just like, what else are we gonna recognize? Oh, that crazy ass fucking beard.
Yep. And I mean, he's got to be one of the most awkwardly shaped wrestlers around. Like he's very awkward.
Yeah.
He also is apparently now changing the rules to the Heritage Cup. Don't know if that's going to stick or last or whatever's going on with that. What do you think about that? If they actually do change the rules for that, do you like that or no?
Did he say what he was going to change the rules to?
A regular match, a one pinfall regular match.
Oh, I mean, it sounds like if that's the case, they're trying to get rid of it because they weren't really doing anything with it for a while anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Because, I think with something like that, they're putting too much story around it and everything, and I'm like, that cup is just about, really fucking good European, overseas type wrestlers fucking doing crazy shit and winning the cup, and however, I think Noam Dar was really good when he held it, but I don't know. Now it's become more of they treat it like an actual title.
A novelty.
Yeah.
It's literally like a 24/7 title or a fucking hardcore title.
Mm.
There's no real There's nothing actually special about it anymore. They've done enough with it.
I agree. Get rid of it. Get it at, which is again what they're probably doing. At least with the rules. Again, if they change it to a one pinfall type shit, then it's like it is what it is. I guess it gives some people something to do. So there's always that. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is what when you came into the chat today, I was ranting and raving about this. You know, they had they did some incredible booking and some of the shittiest booking I've ever seen at the same time. Oba and Trick were scheduled into a tag team match against was it A-Town Down Under. Great match, star-studded match, incredible. The way they transitioned with the entrances from Trick to Oba, they know what the crowd does. They played into it. I wrote down like the star power with both of them in the room together, whether they're going against each other or like tagging together. You can genuinely feel like a difference. Like you can feel the tension, the power. You can feel it, and it was an incredible match, very fun. And as normal for these past few weeks, Eddie Thorpe ruined that. He ruined it, and they decided on the second day of Black History Month to go off air with Eddie Thorpe whipping Trick Williams with a large leather strap over and over again as they went off air. And I was like, okay. All right. I hated that. Everybody was having fun. We were all having a great time. We were like, man, look at this tag team action. Look at those guys. Can't wait to see them wrestle again. Can't wait for A-Town Down Under and here, who's this guy? Eddie Thorpe. Okay, and now he's okay. And the show's over. Oh, show's over now. Cool. Horrible.
Yeah, they definitely could have did this last week or the previous week.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this should have happened last week, right?
Yeah, last week. And the week before was when Trick got the slap on him. Like he got like he did the trick knee out of nowhere on it. So I'm like, you could have swapped those weeks. Nope.
Yeah, they could have did this in January at the end. It might not have been as much backlash. But yeah, they chose what you got. So
they have to recover heavily.
No longer fight the allegations. Like first it was just Triple H having to fight the allegations. Now everyone's kind of side-eyeing Sean like, hey, the fuck was that?
Hey, Hunter wrote it. I just control. I just get the women in here, and
bro said I had no choice. Boss man came down.
Yeah, for real.
Y'all know how I am. Y'all know me. Y'all see my search history. It's all over the place in NXT.
Yeah.
But he came down here and he's like, the black man's getting too much attention. Gotta throw it on that guy over there.
Paul's like, Sean, I like the wolf thing. We're gonna go with this kid. Sean, Hunter, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Do you know what next month is? Sean, I can't even keep track of the months. Just do it, all right? Oh. Okay, Hunter. Bad decision. Bad decision. Good decision. On SmackDown, Street Profits promo. Dawkins spitting fire, spitting heat. He's the one spitting heat for once. But it's a good promo. And I like Montez firing him up right after Dawkins spits fire, which is great. But yeah, what I hated about that is that it leads into, or I think they played it after DIY and fucking Pretty Deadly had their whole little impromptu #1 contender match for Pretty Deadly, in which Pretty Deadly wins. It's a nothing match. Like they force DIY to wrestle in their jeans. There's like this whole bit about they gotta wrestle in their jeans. They don't even have their gear, and then Pretty Deadly wins. But I'm like, okay, but you just played that promo from Street Profits, so I'm assuming Street Profits are just gonna come and fuck over their title match and then get a title match from DIY.
Yeah, all the shit they're doing with them is fucking stupid at this point.
Drags out way too much.
Nobody wants to see them as champ anymore at this point. Nobody wants to see Pretty fucking Deadly be champs. It's like Cool, you come out with a disco ball. All right, what else?
I don't want to see him be champ yet, but they should definitely be champ at some point. Yes, boy. My disco ball drops right from here.
Yeah, I don't want to see them. Period. I hate them. They're dumb.
The other nothing match, because I said there was two nothing matches, and the other one was Tozawa versus Hayes.
That shit pissed me off.
It was genuinely no reason at all that they had that. Oh well, they had the thing at Royal Rumble. I'm like, yeah, a lot of things happen at Royal Rumble. You don't have. It's so stupid.
It's just like, oh, cool. Tozawa's gonna get. Oh, he's losing. Damn. But at the same time, I was just like, oh shit, Carmelo's winning. But it's like, damn. It needs a motherfucker who's always losing to begin with.
Right. I personally think it would have been better if Tozawa would have won, because that would have been nice for Tozawa. And then you Hayes, like, you put him in this spot where it's like he's losing so badly and he's so cocky that he takes, like, you know, some like big star challenges him to be like, listen, kid, I'll give you a shot. I'll beat you in fucking 7 seconds or some shit. And then Hayes beats them. Like, there's always a way to reverse the booking and like make somebody who looks super weak start to look strong. So I don't know. I'm sure Tozawa's happy with where he's at. I'm sure. I'm sure he's like, yeah, happy to be making money.
Yeah. At that point, I'd be like, bro, let me fucking go. I'll go back home. Fuck that. At least I'll probably have some decent goddamn booking back in Japan.
Fair enough.
Because honestly, how they've been treating Tozawa is how Vince has treated every Asian fucking wrestler. You just turn him into a fucking joke. And it's crazy because it's like you see the shit he was doing on 205 Live, and it's like, hey, this dude can fucking move. And then you see him on fucking main roster, just like, where did that guy go?
This one gets nasty with it, so
I ain't enough.
So getting on to more of the things that were more important for the night, which is that yet again, and we said we were going to talk about the Friday one. Jey comes out again, hits the crowd with 7 to 10 loops, gets in the ring. I'm telling Reese about it as I'm watching it, and I was like, but he's been going for like 7 minutes now. I was like, I'm literally watching the timer. I'm like, it's 7 minutes of him coming out to the ring. He starts the show, and then I look at her, I go, but you know, they probably won't do the one more time thing. The crowd's chanting one more time, which means 6, like 3-4 more loops. They had to cut the commercial again. They were like, we gotta fucking cut. I don't know. We'll be right back with more yeets. They were yeeting in that crowd for like 13 minutes. I thought for sure people were gonna get tired. He came out later in the night and they were like, more yeets.
Yeah, the only thing that I took from any of that shit happening, and it was because I was coming in at the tail end, and it's like, it's almost a built-in excuse for Cody, because it's like, oh, look at you, you're done with one person, what are you doing? You're back in Bloodline shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, god damn, bro. Nigga is not catching a break.
That's true.
Fucking Jacob doing some more classic shit, and then just Cody just sitting there. It's just like, you became champ at possibly the worst time, to be honest.
100%. Yeah.
It's just like you ain't getting out of this.
Cody's like, literally 250 days ago, none of you motherfuckers were here. What's happening? He's like, I thought I was gonna fight Roman forever.
Goddamn shame, honestly. But also the funny thing is, back to motherfuckers hating on Jey. People keep comparing him to LA Knight. They're like, LA Knight was over. He didn't get anything. And the few times I decide I'll indulge in some fucking wrestling bullshit and comment something, I was just like, just blame Cody. And everybody was like, how? Why? And I'm like, because he had to finish his story with Roman. His chance to beat Roman and be the fucking champ was right then and there when he had that match with them.
Yep.
But it's like, nah, he had to keep that belt because he's supposed to go against Cody.
It's true.
Just like, it's unfortunate as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Cody really came in at a really bad time for a lot of different people.
Yeah. The peak. Everybody knows right now across the board in WWE, peak LA Knight was his program with Roman leading into Crown Jewel. Top tier. Best he's ever been.
And then they were just like, hey, man, we're sorry.
Oops. Cody walked in with a coffee and said, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, no. You won't be. What's that, bud? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Oh, don't cry. No, don't cry. It's okay.
Oops. All bloodline. Not even oops, all marshmallows, dog.
That's going to be the name of the episode right there. Yeah, Jey comes out super over. But I even brought it because, like, he comes out, he's there yeeting for fucking 13 minutes straight. Then he's like, bring out Cody Rhodes. I'm like, oh shit. And honestly, still an incredible pop for him, but it's just not the same.
The pop.
Yeah.
That's like, I'll always give that to him. It's like, bro, you got a good song, you got a good thing going. Mm-hmm. It'll probably never stop.
Oh no, yeah. I like it. Again, all through Friday was a small little tidbits build of Cody heel turn. Everybody putting stuff into his ear, everybody making comments, and he himself just like literally letting it get to him immediately, and him even pushing Jey. He sees Jey the second time in the night. He's like, "What are we doing? Hey, what's going on for Mania?" And Jay's like, "I'm undecided, man.
I don't know.
I don't know." So funny. Cody's like, fuck this guy. He's like, I'm gonna crossroads this motherfucker. I swear to God. Oh shit. Jay's gonna be like, man, super kick. Anyway. But yeah, Jacob comes out with Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga hitting the yeah. Jacob comes out, spits fire as per normal. Lets Cody know, I gotta have that. That's mine. Jey, you suck. Jey says, man, super kick. And then they get into a fight, sets up the tag match for later in the night.
I will say it was funny for him to be like, I'm gonna bring the if anybody's gonna bring this belt back, it definitely ain't Joe ass. And it's like, damn. Like that wasn't you're not good enough. It was like, nigga, you suck. I don't see you winning anything, okay? I'm nigga who's bringing everything home. You're the failure right now, bro. Get fucked.
We'll see about that.
Like,
we'll see.
All right, he said it.
Jay said, and then, but he didn't. The crowd said, Drew.
Also, what was funny, about Jacob saying that, and then them talking, is a lot of people didn't know that Jacob was younger than Jimmy and Jey.
I also, that threw me off. I was like, did he make a mistake by that? I had to look it up. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, bro is younger because he's always talked about the prison shit. He's like, yeah, I was 18 seeing the Usos on TV wrestling. I was just like, huh. I was like, life really lifed your ass, bro. You look older than all of them.
He definitely, he definitely been through more shit. Now I see it more. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, bro, life was life in his shit, for real.
Damn. Feel like I've been spat on. Feel like my whole cup been poured out on me.
I love he's the only criminal who was like, I ain't good at this shit. It's just like, not a lot of niggas, like, they don't ever express those words. It's just, I'm always getting caught. Fuck 5-0. It's just like, oh. Dude. All right, he's like, nah, I was just ass at that. Had to take care of the family though.
Right. It's funny when he came out. I was telling when I watch Reese's there, she's not, she's just playing the game and shit. But when he came out, I was freaking out because I go, oh shit, he's coming out and he's got the black hoodie on. He about to spit some real fire. You don't know. And I'm telling you, and I started looking at it, I go, pour the cup of coffee out on motherfucker. I was freaking out. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't know. This is about to get crazy in here. The Drew, Jimmy, and LA Knight segment together. Drew comes out first. Typical Drew. You guys are, you don't get it. I held the company. It's all about me and hypocrites on Raw. Adam Pearce sucks. Yada, yada, yada. Jimmy comes out. It's not just me. it can't just be me. You sound like an ex-girlfriend. I thought the joke was funny. I don't know. It was okay. I was like, it's okay.
Nah, I mean, because he's right. Bro literally comes out crying about the same shit every damn week.
It's true.
And it's just like, hey, we get it, man. Damn, shut the fuck up.
It is getting real tired. It is getting real. We're like, all right, okay. Well, what do you want to do about it? And he's like, you guys are assholes. We're like, oh, okay. Well, just listening to you. I don't know.
No, but then he still brought up the point that Raw really is like a fucking toxic work environment because it's just like everywhere you turn, you're like, hey, we're gonna team. Why are you beating me up? What the fuck did I do to you? All right, I'm gonna go team with. God damn, you can't trust nobody in this bitch.
It's true.
Can't even trust management. When you can't trust management, it's time to go.
Got to go to where
that job at that point.
Got to go to a proper management establishment with Nick Aldis at the head.
Exactly.
A
and on top of that, them like Drew being over on SmackDown now, it was literally like watching Luka get traded to the Lakers all over again. She was just like, "Oh, the fuck did y'all do that for?" But then I was like, you know what? Nah, they're lacking the star power since Roman ain't ever there half the time.
Yeah.
And then also we don't know where Solo's at.
Yeah.
Kevin is effectively kind of done. He's going to be dealing with Sami shit probably.
Oh yeah.
You might have Randy Orton come through.
Maybe.
I was like, there's not a lot of people on there to like help.
Yeah.
It's pretty mid card over there.
Yeah, so it looks like he's accepting that, because he was pissed off about this, and I don't blame him, that he's going to do a program with Damian Priest. Apparently that leads into Mania, and they say it's supposed to be against Damian Priest. I don't know why or how, but...
I'm not believing that shit until it's actually, like, out on a fucking poster. Because to me, that shit came out a little too soon.
Yeah.
For them to be like, oh, this is happening. It's like, well, nigga, we don't know if that was a botch or what happened. I've seen the shit. It looked like Drew literally just threw himself over because Damian was next to him.
Yeah.
That's all that looked like.
If I'm in, sometimes right now with WWE, looking too deep into something is actually looking exactly where they are thinking, and they just don't want you to think that deep. They want you to take the immediate bait. But I think that all this, like, everybody in the media and WWE, like, acknowledging the beef between Drew and LA Knight over the whole spot thing at the Rumble, and him being, and I'm not going to name anybody, but it's going to come out, and then he names LA Knight specifically, and then it's like, I think that's where they're going to lead to, which would actually be a better program. And right now they're not thinking about it, but on Friday, LA Knight comes out, cuts a really good promo, gets close to the camera. I don't know if that was scripted or not, but just takes a second, does a little men's mental health note, lets you know it's okay to cry. Lets Drew know you cry too much, though. There's a line. Calls him Drew Mackin Crier. Immediately starts calling him out with like references to the whole thing, saying, I got to get my stuff in. L.A. And then, Drew's laughing because Drew always likes when people use reality, and Drew likes to use reality with his shit, too. I think Drew, if he can't get a title match, he'd prefer to get into a match with somebody that he has like real hatred for in real life, because he's a professional. He knows how to make it work in the match.
Yeah, so one of the spots they had during their triple threat match where they like people are trying to say it's a work, but that shit didn't look like a work between him and LA Knight, where he pulled him off, and it was like that shit was so uncoordinated. That was probably an actual altercation that happened a little bit, and Jimmy got in the middle of it. Was like, all right, y'all need to choke fuck out.
100%. Like the altercations between wrestlers usually, like when it gets real, it usually looks like that, because they can't fully fight and break kayfabe and like start fucking each other up. So they'll just like, they'll do like the small, like, I actually smack the shit out of the back of your head or whatever it is, or I tackle you to the ground and what are you gonna do about it? And then it's like they have to like half kayfabe fight, and I'm like, yeah, that I saw that shit looked real. And if they're smart, they use this. I mean, this is definitely the way to go. If Damian Priest, I'm sorry, you could do anything and I love it, but even just shoehorn LA Knight into it, make it a triple threat, if anything. But all I wanted to get this out so that way I could say that, you know, to what you're saying with him coming over to SmackDown, you know, one of the biggest points that I think for him to be on SmackDown, but he's about to get screwed again on time, like how LA Knight got screwed, is that he should be the heel that goes against Cody. And when he brought up the whole, like, I'm here for you, Cody, but not right now, because I, you know, whatever, but I'm here for you. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that'd be a great program, Cody versus Drew. But they're not gonna go that route.
Yeah, you gotta have your golden boy. You gotta have the golden goose. You gotta have the Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And that's where all of this shit still. It's just like, Cody, go away.
Well, it's also the Bloodline shit too, because it's like that still could have been a possibility until Solo came back on Friday and Smo and Spike were like, oh my god, now we're gonna get fucking Solo Cody 7. Now we can't have Drew.
I didn't even know he came back because the stream cut off.
Oh well, just so you know, Solo's back.
Okay, good, cool.
He came out at the end of the match when they won. Cody was give it all away, give it Samoan Spike, and nice. Yeah, and you know, he had the black hoodie on, and you know, he took so he went classic with it. That's great, but yeah, and that's how they went off air.
Again, still, this is Cody's fault. If he just wasn't so hell bent on having the story finished, he could have went after Seth. And all this shit might be okay. Everybody would probably almost everybody would have got what they wanted. Cody would have got at least one of the WWE titles, like actual titles, not like mid-card shit.
Yeah.
But like obviously that shit. He would have got the heavyweight. And actually, yeah, they should kind of use it like the fucking Afro Samurai. Roman had the number 1 headband. The heavyweight title is the number 2, which lets you challenge number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a little bit fun because then he would have had a belt. We would have had Roman versus Rock. We shut those fucking nerds up.
Yeah.
That could have been one and done. And then it would have been fun. And then have Cody like challenge him at like SummerSlam or some shit. And be like, challenge him for his belt. Things probably would be moving a little bit smoother with that going on. Because then you still would have had plenty of people who obviously have been fucked over by the bloodline, no matter how small or little and significant and shit. And yeah, just
but now it's oops all bloodline. It's just
yep.
Whoopsie.
Cody just stayed his ass on Raw.
It's funny too because we're down 1 and we're down another via storyline, Roman and then Tongaloa, and we don't know, you know, the return thing.
I mean, he tore a fucking bicep.
So
that's gross, especially at his age.
Right. But the thing is that there's like what 3 in like the program right now with WWE. There's the Zillas and the ID, and then you got the other two that we've already signed. That we're just like we just have them signed. The tall one that I forgot they were gonna name him Tall Alone. Yeah, and then I think there's a third one, or maybe I'm just thinking of just the 2. But yeah, it's like there's still more waiting in the ranks. I didn't even know that motherfucking Ava used to wrestle. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, that's why it was weird when they had previously quote unquote fired her, because it was just like, oh, she's not a wrestler anymore, she's not done wrestling, and then she showed back up as fucking general manager. I was like, oh, okay, so Pops pulled some strings.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's again the point. It's all bloodline, and Drew's gonna miss his time because the thing is like it has to, as of right now, Cody is babyface. Who knows how long that's going to last? If he turns heel via Mania or by Mania, then Drew is 100,000% not the guy who's going to go up against Cody for the next year, is what I mean. Like, if Cody turns heel, Drew's not turning babyface. So that's not going to be a thing for him. It sucks. Drew's just going to have to do big programs.
I mean, 2 heels can still.
They can. They can. It doesn't happen normally. Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I think
always have baby faces going against baby faces.
Or
happens.
Or hear me out. Cody loses. Okay. Cody loses to John at Mania. John gets number 17. John, the babyface, wins at Mania. We get double babyface wins. Jey and John go off air yeeting, and then Cody wants to do his whole thing, but this all leads up to the ability where Drew gets to challenge John or, you know, Punk or, you know, I think actually I take it back. It wouldn't fuck his chances for the next year, because then whoever it ends up landing on throughout the next year, John, Punk, whatever other babyface, or because, you know, John could lose it to a babyface. That would definitely happen. They would set him up for that, for like putting over a guy. And then Drew can just face whoever babyface wins. So about 6 months after Mania.
Drop the babyface shit. Who cares? Who's babyface? Who's heel?
The company does.
What John did to get into Chamber, that wasn't some babyface shit. Oof. That was some heel shit. Bro literally kicked the door down and said, nah, I'm going to Chamber and I'm winning. I'm going to WrestleMania. No match, no nothing. Even Drew said, was like, yeah, I'm not going to be that guy who just, I'm going to earn my spot in the Chamber. That guy literally just said, I'm doing this. And they were like, okay, my bad. And that wasn't some babyface shit, bro. Straight up said, this is what we're doing. Get fucked. I'm what's good for business. It's like anybody who says those words is like, he's going crazy. Somebody watch him.
That was the low key, like that was my favorite part of the whole promo. Is like that was the low key shade high key shade he threw at everybody, being like, I've always done what's best for business, and what's best for business is that I go to main event WrestleMania and I win the 17th WWE Championship. I'm like, damn. He said none of you are good enough. I saw it out there. Oh shit.
They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh at it. As long as Cody loses, I'm fine with whatever.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Right now it's still everything's all booked where it's like obvious Cody wins, but so the third night that Charlotte gets booed, on the third night that Charlotte was booed, there were still some fans in the crowd cheering, and she thought that she had a bunch. Do you like me or do you hate me? And it's like, dude, everybody hates you. Everybody fucking hates you. That's what it is. For real. For real, for real. But like you alluded to earlier, like her saying that shit to Tiffy, that's so fucked up, but it's like, yeah, that's probably the best match to make if she's gonna put Tiffy over. That's otherwise, don't fuck over this run for Tiffy like this. That's crazy.
Yeah, I say have Alexa Bliss be the one to go against Tiffany, actually, because one, been gone for a minute. She actually deserves it, because motherfuckers weren't having countdowns on Twitter saying, oh, when's Charlotte coming back? No, it was all about fucking Alexa. It's like, damn, when the fuck is she coming back? Because that's when I found out all the medical shit she was going through after she had the baby. And I was like, oh, that explains a lot. All right, cool, whatever. You're good. But also, she needed help getting in between the ropes, getting into the ring. I was like, dog, you are not fucking ready.
Had to have a production crew. Yeah.
Like, you are not supposed to be here right now, man. You need to take some more time off to really make sure that knee is at least 80%. Yeah. Like, I'm not even saying a full 100, because that's obviously a lot more time for you to be gone and shit. But it's like, at least make sure you are good enough to the point where you're not going to come back and fuck it up again and for it to be worse. And then you just wasted everyone's fucking time.
Yeah. That's what it seems like. She is probably, I don't know, maybe going to be there up to the point where she makes her pick, and then she probably won't be doing anything. She'll probably just be hanging around, doing bullshit, wasting everybody's time up until Mania, when she's more confident or more cleared, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
and they fucked over
all around bad life decisions.
Yeah, and they fucked over Bliss by, like, Charlotte gets mic time, fucking Tiffany gets mic time, Nia and Candice LeRae come out, they both get mic time. Alexa Bliss comes out, cut to commercial, now she's wrestling, and I'm like, okay. It's her first time on regular TV since the Rumble appearance, and they just gave her 0 mic time. I'm like, but she won the match and qualified for the Chamber, so now it's her and Liv Morgan so far for the Women's Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I found it weird that I seen some, like, in one of the wrestling groups I'm in, somebody was mad that she had won, and they're like, oh, we're already getting Super Bliss. And it's like, bro, once she just came back, everybody loved her. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it's like, you really think she's finna lose to fucking Candice?
Right. Yeah, I was ready to riot. I was like, oh hell no, if she loses.
And yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck are y'all on, bro? And he's just like, I just don't like Alexa Bliss. I'm like, okay, that's fine,
Right, right.
but to honestly really think that itty bitty Candace is beating Alexa Bliss is like, yeah, they're both small, but like, you really want that one in here?
Nope.
The Poison Pixie? Nah, bro. People been waiting for this woman to come back for 2.5 years.
I do love that, like, you know, Kevin's like the guy right now doing all the band moves. I love that. He's like, what else are you guys gonna let me do? They're like, hey, you can still do that.
That's enough.
I like that he did the pile driver initially. First thing he does is like the regular pile driver on Randy, and then they were like, can you still do that package pile driver you used to do? He's like, can I? I'll do it to everybody you let me to.
And what's great about him doing those is that was like the green light for Penta to be here, because everybody was like, they're gonna change everything about him. They're not gonna let him do all the shit he does. And it's just like, now they're letting him do it.
Yep. Hell yeah.
That crazy white guy over there, you know, he's doing it all the time. So
a Penta driver in the arm break is it should be fine. We'll be okay. Speaking of Kevin, his car promo was one of his best car promo things ever. That was really good.
He was actually in his garage at home for this. He wasn't like just out in some random parking lot.
Yeah. Like, I just could be anywhere in my house if I wanted to. I'm gonna go to the car in the garage. Yeah, it was selfish. It was angry. You can feel genuine disgust for his situation through the way he was promoting his fucking masterclass.
Hate your fucking guts.
Good old Kevin. Good old Kevin. He's crazy. Just like this whole. Right. Well, you know. You know.
Yes. How would you feel if the motherfucker you were helping
I know
was helping the motherfuckers
we do this
who fucked you up?
We do this every week. I know.
Because it's like, what if Ian and me came and fucked you up?
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, we're helping you, and you're just like, what? Why are you helping me?
Right.
And then I go fuck Ian up.
Okay.
And then he comes and helps you, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
We fucked him up together.
Okay.
What are you doing here? Fuck that guy over there in that corner. We don't like him. But then you just appear all the time.
Right. And then Ian's always helping me, and you're like, what the fuck? Right.
Exactly.
And then
you're gonna snap.
Package pile driver. Got it.
Okay. And then you go find another friend who's been your friend for a very long time.
Right.
And then you see him helping you. And then it's like, dude, I told you to be here for me. Why are you helping the other guy? What the fuck happened there? So then I'm going to come in. I'm going to fuck you up too. Everybody got to go. He told Sammy, bro, are you going to be there for me? What did Cody do? What did Sammy do? Sammy did nothing. Cody literally just put him through a ladder. And Sammy just waited. He just... Which is crazy. He could have easily went up and like shook his leg or something. Maybe a little bit of distraction. But he and it's actually worse. They zoom out. When this happens, they zoom out, they show Cody powerbomb. Well, not even powerbomb, you fucking Alabama slammed him into the fucking ladder. You see Sammy down in the corner, literally waiting, and then right after he hits is when he comes and tries to help him. And it's like, the damage is done, man. Why?
Wanted to see the bump. You really want to make sure you got a good angle.
It's like, why are you here, man? I needed you, and you came afterwards. You came fucking after. I could be dead right now, but now I'm here, putting you on vacation. See you after Ramadan, Sammy. Okay, because that's the next time we're gonna see Sammy.
I think Kevin he qualifies for Chamber, and because, you know, as we've seen with last Elimination Chamber, and I don't know if this has been the concurring thing, because last Elimination Chamber was the first one I've watched in decades. And last year we saw all kinds of outside interference and interference from within, like, you know, people who've been eliminated. So I'm
We
assuming.
saw AJ go all the way to Australia. Fuck with LA Knight.
Yeah, exactly. So is Ramadan over before March? Or I don't know.
I think it's after March.
Ah, well, I don't know
Actually,
then.
we have the power of Google.
Oh yeah, Google, tell us, please.
Okay, yeah, probably because Ramadan is from February 28th to March 29th.
So then
So we gotta find out what pay-per-views fall after March, I guess.
Mania.
Yeah.
It's so I mean, I don't know. Maybe he comes back, I don't know, at like some point in the middle of a program that Kevin's in, then I don't know.
And then unfortunately, what will probably happen if that's the case, if that's what we're doing, then it'll be Sami and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm
Because
okay
he'll
with that.
probably come fuck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's fine. That's a night one event. They're not gonna do
for
anything
sure.
too crazy. They're probably gonna do something crazy, but
Like
not too crazy.
Yeah, like some kind of like stipulation match, like I don't know, probably like a street fight or something.
Are we gonna be best friends after this match type match?
Oh. So make it something though, because like if they just make it like a regular one-on-one, like that's fine and all. Like I'll watch them wrestle all day, but I think they need something with a little stipulation. You almost killed this man, you know?
He's fine.
All right.
Just like Randy.
Randy, where are you? Where are you at? He's like hiding behind like posts that like he's still kind of sticking out from behind backstage. He's like, I'm not ready yet. He's actually playing Elden Ring from home. He's like, I'm not ready yet. I'm still hurt a little bit.
One thing we didn't bring up that happened last week, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen this week, but Shinsuke being in the back during a lot of backstage interviews.
Yeah, that's right.
Being Batman back there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are we doing? Come on, what are we doing with you, man?
He's like,
you lost for 2 years straight. You got a belt back. You defended it twice. What are we doing?
Let's do more. Let's do something. But I don't know, because it clearly is an LA Knight. They even kind of brought it up in the actually it was in an Amia video, and it's like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna go for a big time program? Is he gonna go for a world title? Because he's supposed to be going back for his US title against Shinsuke, but LA Knight's got so much going on that it's like, well, let's do something with Shinsuke, right? Can we get somebody? I swear to God, if they get Santos Escobar to go against Shinsuke Nakamura, I will lose my shit.
We got Shinsuke. We got we got Melo. We got Escobar. We got Andrade. Trying to think of like all the people who are like actually in mid card on SmackDown who are relevant. But also they don't have to be relevant. They could just be another fucking person, just another notch on the belt, and that's it really. You're just like, you're here to be like, hey, yeah, we're still alive, we're on TV. Have fun.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you got the Miz.
Okay, well, do we?
Too. You got literally everybody in Wyatt 6 who can challenge Shinsuke for that belt.
That'd be cool.
Like and that's the other fucked up thing. Something that you were dreading anytime we brought up Alexa Bliss was her being involved with the Wyatt 6, and it's like there's a good chance that's exactly where she's headed.
Yeah,
because straight up poor booking. They would have been fine if they just were actually out there all the time and not just doing the little feuds that the only 2 feuds that they had. Like they really have a gold mine and they just keep sitting on it for some reason. And it's just like, dude, let them go do shit.
Yeah, and there's a hope and also a talk about they're saying that was initially the plan. Like they apparently, that's exactly what they were going to do. But with how little they're using them on TV, because apparently they're doing that on purpose. They want to not use them so much that they don't become like overused. They want them to stay novelty or something like that. So I'm like, that's dumb. They could be doing so much. But because of that, they may not want to put her like with them full time yet. Because then that like ruins her TV time too. So I'm hoping that they're like realizing that if they put her with them, then that would in turn fuck her over. So
to me, it's like, don't have her there full time. Just have them. I have a couple programs where like they're like trying to actually, yeah, that would be great. have him always trying to stalk her and scare her and creep her out, but she's always kind of one step ahead of them because they're questioning her motives of why she's back.
Oh yeah.
And she's just like, nah, I've always been for him. Like, you see this fucking jacket.
Right.
You see the doll. You see everything that I'm doing. It's still for him. And then they're going to be like, all right, fine. Like, even have them have her and Nikki have a couple matches.
Yeah.
Like, after all this shit's done, like, after Mania season's done. And yeah, this would be like one of those things where it's like she's not there for leadership or anything. She's not trying to look to take over a group or anything. She's just kind of on her own. She's her own separate entity, but also still affiliated with the group. What the fuck was that? That was weird looking. But yeah, just have her do that.
Yeah.
Like, she'll be alright. They'll be alright.
If they can copy the recipe slightly of Jey, of where like when everybody was worried when they did the Bloodline again that they were gonna be like, oh shit, Jey's just gonna fall back. No, they purposely made sure Jey stood out, so it's like they know that they can do it. So if they are like confused, I'm like, oh, just look back, just take a couple look back and notice a way that you can do that. Like have them, if they are gonna be together or they're coming out for something, have the Wyatt Six come out and then have her music hit after, or whatever the case may be. Have her get there and then she brings them to the ring afterwards or something. But there's ways, and that
brings out the light.
There you go. Like there's ways, and that's one of the simplest ways. It's one of the obvious, most simplest ways. But yeah. Before we go, I'll say that apparently in the news of wrestling, there is a lot of backstage anger and heat with Def Rebel. Apparently, the superstars are now a lot voicing their yeah,
because fucking Royal Rumble exposed the fuck out of everything.
2 years in a row now. 2 years.
Who's coming? Oh, okay, cool. That person's coming out.
The only stars that we recognized. The only stars music that we recognized were people that have had their music from Jim Johnson already, or that had just better established music that isn't from Def Rebel. All the Def Rebel music is like, like you said, who? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they shit the bed.
So bad.
They shit the bed and then they kept shitting the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great time because Vince deserves to have his fucking legs broken forever hiring those people. Because what the fuck were you thinking, man?
Crazy.
All their shit is bad, and I was seeing posts. They're like, they sure as hell did mess up Romans though, and he was like, yeah, because he was in the fucking booth with 56 of his cousins with bats, making sure these motherfuckers made it good.
Yeah, and that's the other good point. Like if anybody points out one that like, oh well, they made this one and it's really really good. I'm like, well, are they like an extremely good top star? Well, yeah, they probably made them work. That's probably why everybody else's music fucking sucks, because they're just like, you have to make this one a banger. You can't fuck up. Like I'm sure they're the one who makes Jacob Fatu's music. I would assume, right? Like Jacob, I don't know if that's Jacob's music from other stuff. But to me, if this is new, then it'd be from them, and it's pretty good. But that's Jacob Fatu.
To me, they gotta stop having the superstar's voice on the fucking song
and saying their names and shit.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't working for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Also, the only other person I can think of, I don't know if they're even involved with the NXT music, but Trick, he straight up said, I want my music to sound like this song. And it was like, okay, that was an easy copy paste.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is like, what the fuck are y'all doing over here, man?
Yeah.
Like, Naomi came out to her original Glow shit, and then the next week on like that SmackDown, she came out to some new shit, and it was just like, yeah, it was like, why are you spelling your name out? We know who you is.
Yeah.
Just
we know how to spell,
stay with the Glow music. We good, bro. Like, you know what the fuck that is. Y'all keep trying to push this new shit, and it ain't working.
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help. Straight up Michael Jordan meme.
Like the thing is too is like I guarantee that's how they fucking sold them. That's how Def Rebel sold them on doing all that with all the songs. They're like, well, no, you gotta have people, know who you are. And the best way to do that is by having your voice or having your name right there so they know. I can guarantee that's how they sold them. Meanwhile, no name, he who should not be named, but, meanwhile, you play that guitar riff from fucking Chris Benoit's music. It's a simple guitar riff.
I put that shit on my playlist. That's how good that song is.
I'm just saying, like, you knew he was coming out with do. Like, that's all. And you knew Chris Benoit was coming the fuck out. Like, it's just...
I think my favorite thing about that song, legit, is that the fucking song title is just called Whatever. That's the title of the song. It's Whatever.
Oh,
and it's like, that was his attitude. Whatever. You're getting fucked up.
Right.
Simple as that.
Like, and also they can't be afraid of like the novelty again of like Stone Cold with the glass break, Undertaker with the dong, like that. You could do a noise. You could. There's a billion noises in the world. They don't use noises for like anybody's intro or anything like that. It's all fucking, Again, there's things. R-Truth's music with the fuck. It kicks up. There's nothing playing except for just a little bit of guitar riff and the snare. You hear that snare going, you're like, oh shit, R-Truth's coming out. Oh shit. Like there's simple things, and meanwhile these guys at Def Rebel are like, we gotta say your name and we gotta spell it for sure. And we gotta
ugly bass and guitar and all this other weird shit.
It's just a mesh of sound most of the time, and you're like, what is this? Horrible. Just horrible. Anyway, we've been going for quite some time. It was a good time. We hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what I say?
I got one question for you. What's with you and Undertaker's dong?
God damn it. God damn it.
It's a gong, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Speaking of Mark, him talking about Hogan is funny.
Yeah.
Those
Always.
clips of him just like, he's a dumbass. Pretty much. Pretty much what he's saying, without calling him a dumbass.
He's buried him on more than one occasion's enough.
All because he took a pile driver and said, "You got my neck."
My brother, you got my neck, brother. You got it.
It's like, you about to get a whole size 14 in your ass. You don't get the fuck away from me.
Oof, piece of shit. Hope we never see him again. All right, now for real this time. We'll see you guys next week with some more wrestling talk. Comment down below, please. Hit the like button, subscribe.
And another thing. No.
What's with you? Okay. All right. Bye, guys.